about to wait for who else? Go on to who else? Those two. Who else? Hey, I got a question. Way back here. Way back. Come on. Who's more in charge here? Who wants to speak? Show me how you work. Show me how you work. Come on. Yeah, I'm curious how you live with these TCL. And how often you do this. Who's more in charge here? How you doing? Hey, who's in charge of the operation here, like with Public Works or what?
Yeah, Public Works.
That guy, or which one though? I mean, like, because I'm trying to find out, like, because you're going on the tracks right now, right?
So, sorry?
So you're going on the train tracks right now?
No, I've been on the tracks today.
That guy, or like...
No, so Union Pacific's also running an additional operation right now. So they have their own...
Right, yeah, their own crew, right?
Yeah.
There was a bunch of people along the tracks. Were they on the inside of the tracks, the outside of the tracks?
I got here maybe like 5 minutes ago, and I just came in off of Market Street.
Okay.
And this guy's only been on the city property so far. So I don't know where Union Pacific's at right now. They're probably somewhere on the tracks. I know yesterday they were over here by the Chinatown area on the track side. I think they keep working south right now.
All right.
They have their own police out there.
Right.
Their own operation.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm just out here because I saw the city crews by themselves. So like, okay, I should probably
support, sure.
just make sure that everything's okay.
So you're just driving by, you weren't called to support? You weren't, it wasn't like on the agenda in the morning or something?
No, but usually when I see city crew by themselves, I just want to check on them because
absolutely.
Stuff's happened in the past. I just want to make sure they're safe.
Yeah. Especially in this kind of situation. So then, because I had seen that truck there, and then, and they were telling people to leave, and I'm just trying to find out if they were on the inside of the track or on the outside of the track. You know?
I don't know for sure. I don't want to tell you wrong info. You can try hitting up our we have a sergeant that's kind of in charge of the homeless outreach team. I think it's Bachelor. You can try maybe messaging him or trying to get in contact with him. He'll probably give you better info on where people might have been or what the operation is. But he's a sergeant in charge of that whole realm. So,
does he have a direct line or anything?
he probably does.
Just maybe just call the non-emergency number, or
I don't know if the dispatch center has the directory. They might.
Okay.
You can probably also just call the PD and ask if he has an extension, because everyone has an extension. I have an extension. I haven't used it in like 3 years, so
right.
I don't know where it's at.
Sure, no problem.
But you can probably try calling him and go from there.
So, because that guy's doing the bulldozer piece, and I guess he's got to clear that out of the way. And then that guy is also city, yeah? Is he the one that drives the truck, or you have no idea any of this shit? You just showed up.
You showed up 5 minutes ago. I get all the questions. I don't know what's happening, man.
Right on.
Make sure they're safe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you know, I mean, people are pretty compliant. I mean, the last thing they want to do is get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't want to lose their property either, of course. I mean, you know, think about how much money people spend for that, you know.
The thing is, you guys are gonna move it, and probably you guys haven't even unloaded when they are already back in there. You're just sitting on the side, just watching. Last time, my neighbor called. Like 3 days or 3 straight days came and moved it, and then the same thing.
Same thing that came back?
Yeah.
Start taking things in the donor check. You're right here.
Who knows more becomes the question. This is a driver, probably. It's kind of here. It's all loaded up. To be disposed. Where's the other dude? Where's one of these guys? Another one across the street. Hey, so do they post any notices, or I mean, how does this operation come around? Or who should I talk to? Who's supervisor for this operation with Public Works? Not Jacobs, but who's here on the scene?
This is city property.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so who should I talk? Like who's more in charge? Like who's supervising you guys? That guy or
Talk to the guy.
the cop? He don't know shit, dude. He don't know nothing. So who's your boss? Is what I'm asking you. Okay, great. Thank you very much for your non-cooperation. I'm sure that's in your policy. So who's telling them that everybody's got to go? And what authority are you doing that under? Because where's your posted notice? So then who's in charge? Are you guys all the same, or who's in charge? Out of all three of you, you're all the same position. And so you all say the same thing to the same people? You just got to go? Is that what you tell people? Hey, you know what? We're here and we're going to take out everything you got. But you ain't got no posted notice anywhere. So how's what you're doing legal? Or are you worried about the law? You're worried about your policy? Who told you to come out here this morning? Jacobs directly? Was it in your calendar? She's going to put her where she's safe. I know. It's not safe in here anymore. There she goes through the fence. Cool. It's interesting how quiet people get when they know they're doing something illegal. Hey Andrew, this is Wes. City is over here clearing people off the train tracks. The private property, the UP train tracks, and also city property apparently, with no posted notices here, you know, on the Market Street side. And, you know, I mean, they got the bulldozer. They're saying there's some kind of joint operation maybe with the UP tracks, but they're clearing everybody out, and there ain't no posted notice there. So, you know, I mean, where is the legality? Does the city follow the law, or just only the laws they like? And how do they justify doing nothing today but stealing people's property without a posted notice? So, you know, I want to know, where did it come around? Who ordered this hit for today? And none of the public works officers or you know, employees are interested in cooperating or telling me anything about it. And I would imagine that should be a violation of policy somewhere for you know, not answering the public. You just walk by and walk out with everybody's belongings and toss it in the back of their truck, and that's all they're doing. It's city property, so you know. So tell me what's happening. All right. There's another one over there even. Oh, in a second, police officer, yay. Hopefully for me, let's find out. Might actually get some answers. Little kitties. It's cute. Bachelor, no bachelor.
How's it going?
Disappointing so far. Your city or employees don't want to actually talk. Is there supposed to be a posted notice every time there's a sweep? Isn't there supposed to be? Isn't that part of the law?
As far as I'm aware, there's notices all the time.
Well, I don't see a notice there on that fence.
It might have been taken down.
I didn't see a notice on that one.
Might have been taken down. And as far as I'm aware, I think there's also zones where it's automatically nothing goes up.
Oh, I guess well, so shouldn't there be a sign or something for that too? If it's just all a sign? The signs, the affixed signs.
Fixed signs? I haven't seen them yet. I know because I've been out where we do like printed out copies and set them up every
that's like a paper or something, right?
But I think those questions are probably more directed to people above us.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean you gotta follow the law to enforce the law, right?
I understand your concern.
I mean, this is a lot of people, and from what I heard, is like, you know, they just rolled up and said, take what you can, we're taking everything else. And that's it.
Like I said, there's zones where
so that's robbery,
nothing.
Dude.
There's zones where there's absolutely nothing that can be set up.
And where's the clear sign for that?
You might want to reach out to Public Works and see how they set that up.
Right. Yeah, because there was nobody had any clue. You know, so there's a communication error somewhere as well. And apparently you're doing something with UP, and that trips me out, because if you guys are going on the tracks, that's private property. What are you doing on property?
Pacific has their cleanup.
Exactly. Yeah. So the city has no business being on the tracks, correct?
I don't know what you're
unless they're doing cooperatively. But
we are.
So
there's officers from our department working with Union Pacific right now.
Okay, and yet you're doing a different set of tracks than they're doing?
They're starting that way and moving their way down this way.
Okay. What a solution. I mean, we're burning the bridge from the foundation out from under us a lot of ways, you know. We ain't got no money to help you, but we got all kinds of money to get rid of you. In fact, I get paid to do so. So of course I love it.
To do what?
Well, I mean, look at how much property is being taken right now. How much property do you think people have lost living outside? How much property do you think they're losing right now? How much do you think it'll cost them to replace the property they're losing right now? Food, clothing, shelter, right?
Food?
Yeah. Food, clothing, shelter. 3 basic.
I haven't really come across a lot of food.
Hi, good morning. I'm calling about a job detail you guys got for Public Works today along the train tracks. I was curious about some information about it. Well, you have a Public Works crew here on Market Street right now, you know, clearing people off from the train tracks or outside the train tracks. And I mean, there's no posted notice. Some people are like, yeah, they just roll right up and said, you know, take what you can carry because you're taking a risk. Well, my concern is that, you know, I mean, shouldn't there be a posting somewhere, a posted notice? You know, because people are telling me that you know, surprise, we're here, take what you can carry. Okay, but where's your posted notice? Okay, thank you. I guess maybe check over there and see if there's a posted notice over there. Maybe I'm going to check the other place there. Okay, it's Wes White, W-E-S, W-H-I-T-E. Yes. No, it's outside the train tracks, and I mean, there are signs that say private property, no trespassing, Union Pacific Railroad, but that's inside the tracks, and that's not, you know, you guys' property. So as far as I understand, that's just why you throw everybody on the tracks. So then that way it's not your problem. Yeah, and so I'm trying to find out, because there's no posted notice on the fence, just only the private property, no trespassing. And people were given sudden notice, you know, hi, I'm here, take what you can carry, and that's it. Sure. All right, thank you. Actually, you know what? Can you actually do it email way? Let me give you my email address. Okay, great. It's Community Enthusiast West, COMMUNITYENTHUSIAST. And Wes, W-E-S, @gmail.com. Yes. Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Got you dead to rights, but who's going to prosecute you? Right? Up to there are no good tricks, but everybody does get paid. What was I going to say? Why do you go against me and feed me to the wolves? Geronimo, why? Now they're just kicking while they're robbing. Strong arm robbery. Did they put any kind of posted notice on the fence or anything like that? They just told you right now, and that's the first time you ever knew, huh? It's all on purpose. Look at them all smiling and shit too. So happy to fucking steal other people's property.
We're leaving now.
Right on. Well, yeah, I guess, huh?
Este mensaje se repetirá en español. Hi, you've reached the voicemail box for Keishla Lopez, the City of Salinas Outreach and Response Team Coordinator. I'm sorry I can't get to the phone right now, but if you leave your name, your number, and the reason for the call, I can give you a call back as soon as possible. I might be out in the field and you can contact me on my cell phone. It is 831-208-8933. Thank you for your message. Has comunicado con el buzón de voz de Keishla López. Yo soy la coordinadora de servicios de apoyo para personas sin hogar. Lo siento por no poder contestar tu llamada. Si me dejas un mensaje con tu nombre, tu número de teléfono y la razón por la llamada, me puedo comunicar contigo lo más pronto posible. Es posible que estoy afuera de la oficina y te puedes comunicar conmigo en mi celular. Es 831-208-8933. Gracias por tu mensaje.
Please leave a message at the tone. When finished, you may hang up or press pound for additional options.
Hello, Keishla. This is Wes White. I'm calling because apparently there was no sort team available for a detail today of a cleanup along the tracks and outside the tracks. Everybody along Market Street, on the inside of Market Street, East Market Street barely, from Monterey Street to the train tracks.
To send this message, press pound or hang up. To review, press 1. To re-record, press 2. To mark this message urgent, press 3. Please record your message at the tone. When finished, press pound.
Hi, Keishla. This is Wes White. I'm calling because there was a bunch of people just cleared off of Market Street right now in front of the train tracks, where City Suds is. And it's not...
Message sent. Thank you for calling. If you know the extension of...
I think just because you're homeless, you're inhuman,
They make money off of this shit,
yeah,
dude.
Exactly.
Either you're going to give me money by spending it in my store, or I'm going to make money off you by making it leave.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of money to get rid of you, but we ain't got no money to help you.
Thank you. You have a nice day, man.
All right.
I'm not too big on interviews and stuff, but
Well,
I'm glad to know that I got somebody supporting me.
All right. Here, I'll give you a card. Let me know if
I'll
City
let you know
come by
how this
again.
turns out.
Because look at here. So here's some basic questions, right? How much money do you think you've lost out of all the scoops you've done? How much money do you think you just lost right now? How much money do you think you're going to spend to replace what you just lost?
Exactly. So you never really advanced. You just lost. Buying the phone over again, buying the tent over again, buying whatever over again. Yeah, just come in and just take your shit. That's like inhuman, you don't go to nobody's house and just take your shit, It's the same thing. I could be traveling. I don't have to be homeless. I could have big money and a job and everything and be traveling, and have a tent and luggage and stuff. How do you know? You don't know the fuck I am, It's crazy. Like right now, we're waiting on the truck to come and help us, and we're putting this stuff in the storage. We realize we need it, so I may want to keep this stuff. I got family pictures and stuff in there and all kinds of shit, They don't think about that,
Why would they? So tell me what happened when you were just kicking it at home, and then they rolled up. What did they say?
We had 10 minutes to get out of here with our stuff.
10 minutes to get out of here.
They're going to swoop it up and throw it away. And we weren't trespassing because we wasn't on that side of the fence. That is trespassing. I guess that's
right.
The law. You can't say, justify everything.
It's private property, and there goes the bulldozer.
Out there, it's general public. That's the city.
Yeah.
That's their decision.
Yeah. So, did you see any kind of piece of paper on the fence or anything that said, there's going to be a cleanup on this date?
I didn't see no notice.
Nothing like that.
Nobody didn't even hear about it.
Okay.
I woke up out of a dead sleep yesterday. And that's how I landed right there.
What all did you lose?
I haven't lost much yet, but I was holding some stuff for some other people. They lost it, so I can't really know exactly what all they had in their bags and stuff. They took a big loss, and most likely they're going to want me to cover it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's like natural disaster or actually systemic disaster.
Yeah, they take your tent, you ain't got a place to sleep, you know?
Yeah.
I might be a hiker from another country, anything, you don't know who I am, you know?
And it don't even matter, that's your property.
Right.
Dude, if you went to jail, they would confiscate your stuff, but they would give it back to you upon release.
Right.
So where's my property?
Yeah, where's that right there? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's terrible, man, the way they're doing this stuff. And they just scoop it up with that tractor. I don't know who gave them that tractor, but they were crazy.
And that's not even the UP one.
That tractor.
Yeah, that's the city one.
They're using that for that type of events and stuff. They're supposed to be clearing out the roads and fixing the roads and shit with that shit instead of fucking swooping up people's shit, throwing it away. You know, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, the dumpster run transfer people have to get money, right? The public works have to justify why they do work, right? So they're getting paid. In fact, I've never seen them on the train tracks. In fact, that's always been since 23. They're like, get on the train tracks because that's private property.
Right.
That's not our jurisdiction.
Right.
We don't even need to care anymore.
Yeah, that part. You know, they think they run that and everything around them.
They're desperate for money. That's what this is.
I got an 80-year-old lady that's homeless. Some of this stuff belongs to her.
Ooh.
And I'm trying not to lose it. I'm trying to hold on to it and get it back to her. And we can't even get word over there to her because if I leave it for a minute, the shit might not be here when I get back. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
tough. They're not giving you much to work with. They really ain't.
No, they're picking apart a couple of the boulders. They're anti-homeless architecture. Hey, and you're not homeless. You still got a home right now, dude. You're homeless once they rob you of everything. Now you're homeless. You're leaseless. You're landless. You know. So you ain't got no permission to be anywhere because you ain't alive on paper.
Right.
Their paper.
Right.
Their version of what society is. Would you call what they're doing civilized?
I would. I don't. If anything, you should send somebody in and try to help the people, give them some notice. Some of these people don't even know about some of these services right there. They have a mental health problem, or whatever, drug problem, whatever problem they got, or probably just they get dropped out of school or whatever the hell they did. They don't know. All they know is you got somebody who put throw all the property away. It could be my mother's pictures in there, family pictures. Could be a lot of different shit in there. I ain't got no paperwork when the police do come. I ain't got nothing to verify who I am. They throw all my shit away. You think they want to hear that?
Nope. No. Yeah. Well, you ain't alive on paper, so how can you exist?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I was telling a cop about like people's property, those same questions I asked you, and I'm like food, clothing, shelter, and he's like, oh, I didn't see much food in there, and he walked off.
Yeah, I bet.
So because
we're the most hungriest crowd, probably in the city.
Oh yeah. Do you know right there at the end of Moongate in the corner on the lakeside is the Salinas City Sort Team.
They feed I think 7 in the morning, which is quite early. That's their business. Get you a little bit of something. You have to buy it. So it's not that costly, but you do have to buy it. You ain't got no money, you don't get no food over there.
Oh, for Victory Mission.
Yeah, is that the one you're talking about?
No. I'm talking about the Salinas City Sort, which is the Salinas Outreach Response Team.
Oh. Okay.
So it's their leaseless coordination services.
Okay.
And they actually should have coordinated with Public Works and UP if all this is coordinated, which I'm trying to find out.
Right.
Because there was no posted notice. There's no coordination. You didn't even get it. You got just knock, get out.
And some of these guys are Spanish. They can't read English. If you did put a notice up, but some guys, half of them can't read anyways. So I don't know. It ain't working. I know that, and they don't really give a fuck about that anyways. They're gonna do what they want to do.
Well, you see the 3-4 story building right there?
Yeah.
The Moongate on the left corner on the bottom is where the Salinas City Sort is, and that's where you need to go and go. Hey, how come you didn't tell me that they were gonna sweep me right now?
Right.
And so if somebody says that you owe them, make them pay for it.
I can make a note of that one.
Oh yeah.
I'll make a note of that one.
May as well, right? I mean, yeah, because I just need to know what happened. How did they treat you? What did they say? I mean, something that's court admissible, right?
Yeah, and this is already a couple times, so that's why it's gonna keep happening. It's better to let somebody know.
And they're like, take what you can only carry.
Okay, yeah. So then you were kicking it at home, and then they walked up. What did they say?
That you need to grab whatever you can carry, and you need to go.
We need to clean it up. We're cleaning up right here. Right? We're cleaning up.
No,
grab your stuff.
Take whatever you can carry and go.
Yeah, grab your stuff.
And I was like, fuck, I'm only one person, and I have 2 people's stuff, and so.
And now they're gonna toss it. Right?
they're like, I'm like, okay, well, I need some blankets, you know, like, and they didn't really give me much time. And then they're like, oh, well, you already have enough clothes, you know, like, they're telling me what I already have enough of, you know, like, how can they decide what I have enough of? Like, we don't go to their house and tell them that they have enough fucking golf shoes at their house, you know, like, we don't tell them what yeah, and then, they gave us no written notice, notice on paper. They did tell you.
Friday.
What did they say?
They didn't say like a time or anything like that, a certain time, and they came the day after, right? The day after.
What was it? Was it a City Public Works or was it Union Pacific?
But I think it's a police, police department.
It was a police officer.
So
so that Salinas, the outreach response team, I've never heard of anybody on the tracks come out and talk to us or say like, hey, you know, our office is right here, here's our location, you know, if you guys ever need help or anything, just come over here, you know, like, we'll gladly take care of you. I've never seen anybody out there, and we always have somebody at our spot all the time, and so, you know, so there's no theft going on. And nobody's ever came and talked to us.
It'd be nice to be informed that we know what we can do.
Oh no, it'd be nice to know that there's help out there, that there's actually people that want to help us. Yeah.
Well, and follow through, fruition, not just advertisement, but actual impact, make it happen.
Because some of them, they try to like, oh yeah, here's a water, here's, you know, like a little snack, you know, we can eat, but like, really, what is that to us, to the bigger picture? You know, like, we don't just need snacks, we need shelter, we need housing.
Yeah, but consider they got paid for rolling out for the whole day.
Right.
And they get to pat you on the head and you know, move on. I mean,
forget about it.
Dude, there is also an outreach coordination team that you could attend. See, they all have names and addresses, right? And those are the people you need. That's who I've been attacking, I guess, or trying to help redirect, you know? But there's a coalition of homeless service providers, which they just had a meeting this morning. There's the continuum of care, which, you know, gives a lot of money to these services. It's in the name of, but never directly to, because think about all the money they've spent. They could have gave it to you, and then you could have paid for rent or something, you know?
All the grants that come from the big pharma companies with this opioid epidemic, and they're paid out to like all these other little smaller Door to Hope. Probably the Salinas response people, you know, like they get paid these big grants of money, and where does it go? Just to their paychecks. I've never seen, nothing, no dedication. Oh, this is from the Salinas response team, you know, like nothing. The only program that came out and they just gave like a little food bag is if you're 18 to 24 years old, then, you know, like then there's a flyer and that's it. But if you fit that age group, which I think a lot of the age groups out here are beyond that, you know, so that just has no effect on us. And the claim text or claim form, I've never heard anything about that. That's news to me about our property or that.
Again, we have to get all that stuff again.
And the fact that I asked one of the workers too, I was like, where do you guys take this stuff? And he's like, oh, I'm just doing my community service, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Like if I wanted to go, recover my property, how can I do that? You know, like, you guys are taking it, where are you guys taking it to? You know, like. Yeah, and when I asked the officer, I was like, okay, so if I'm not allowed to be over here on the tracks, and you guys don't want me here, so where am I supposed to go, you know? And he's like, well, that's really not for me to say, you know, like, and he's like, well, you should try to get into a shelter. Like, oh, that's the typical response, like, okay, shelter. So yeah, the navigation was closing, and then they're only open for meals, and I'm like, I even asked the navigation, if you guys are only open for meals, then what good are you guys to, there's no bathroom, there's no showers, you know, like, how is that helping, what are you guys here for, you know, like, again, no help, and I don't know why these programs feel like they're actually doing the community better when the people that are in that struggle part of the community are not getting any help at all. We're just being pushed around and more like, pushed out, try to push us out. So.
Right, keep giving you a bloody nose, maybe you'll move on the other side of the line of another jurisdiction and be someone else's problem.
Exactly.
Right. Then that person gets mad if they get mad.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's the city would do that. Just go on the county side, and then the county would come over. Just go on the city side, and you won't be a problem.
And then the whole law, like about on the sidewalk, this is public property. Is the sidewalk public property? Is what is exactly the definition of public property? Because I was on the public property over by the corn tortilla place, and the lady was like, "Oh, you need to move along," and I was like, "Is this your business?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I've never seen that business open a day. There's no customers that come there." Like, I almost wanted to ask her to see a business license, but the way she's fucking acting, like, it seems like she's on the phone with somebody, obviously, to try to validate, record everything, whatever, And so, like, what type of business? Corn tortilla, I've never seen no business done there at all. So, I don't know. And then she's asking me a question about why there's a lock on her gate. I don't know. Like, that's not my problem. She's trying to get into the driveway. Oh, you put this lock here? No, I didn't.
That's how long it's been since she's been there.
Exactly. She can't even. Exactly. Michelle, you wanted to talk?
Maybe next time.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we got it pretty good, I mean, all I wanted was some basic questions that are court admissible about, like what happened. You're just kicking it at home, and then they rolled up, and what'd they say?
You gotta move. You gotta get out of here, or we're gonna throw all your shit away.
Yep.
See, and then there's supposed to be a Salinas sort team, the Salinas outreach response team. It's supposed to come and talk to people, especially if they already knew about this and is coordinated, at least with the Public Works, and the police had no idea, but the Public Works is coordinated with UP, and there they are on the train tracks right now, which, I thought they don't do. But, when there's money involved, there's always a way, right?
Yeah. Right.
So,
they probably bid on the job.
I mean, this is some carnivore stuff, and cannibalism.
Yeah, it is bad.
Well, damn. And if you didn't even get contacted by those guys, then that's a double whammy. And I'm hoping to redirect them. I mean, that's.
So you said for us to go talk to the Salinas outreach people. Correct?
Yeah. Do you know where that is?
I heard him say the Moongate building on the right corner.
Yeah, on the left corner.
Okay,
on the very left one, like suite A or B. It says suite B.
Yeah. What do I ask them? Or what do I tell them?
You ask.
Record it too when I go talk to them.
Well, I mean, for one thing, I'd be asking them, weren't you supposed to talk to us before this happened, so that at least I had a heads up, I mean, and weren't you supposed to provide me services? How come I don't already have housing? If I just got nabbed right now, like you should have already solved me before that, right?
Not the last minute, then you're sitting there with your stuff out.
Right, and what are you doing? Because isn't this part of your protocol? So if I mean, this is a job to do. This is part of your outreach coordination, and see, that's why back to that meeting, back to because and those are the people. The outreach coordination committee is actually going to be the people that you actually may recognize, because those are the ones that are doing the field outreach, and from one organization or another, all that budget, and they can give you a water. Right? But they don't even do that. So let me give you a card just for fun. Did I give you a card yet or not yet?
No.
All right. Yeah, because let me know if the cops roll back up or whatever.
All right.
Yeah. How come none of them showed up? How come they didn't already provide you housing? They already knew you were at risk. They didn't assess you. I mean, if you have any disabilities or whatever. I mean, and this is the thing. Even if you're able-bodied, dude, it's about paying the rent.
Right. Just get your stuff and go.
And then what's the thing with they give out hotel rooms only?
Yes. Yeah. That'd be inclement weather. Yeah. But still like push for it anyway. Don't not. Because you know, you need to put them to the limit. Everybody does. If everybody got in line that was here right now and got, you know, like went over there and mobbed them as a little set right now, and be like, hey, we just got popped for no reason, and you guys didn't even tell me. You know, like you ain't doing your job. But they're right there on the corner of that Moongate building, Suite B. So it's right there on the very left. And you know, I mean, you're in public, right? Obviously, so no. Every interaction, as soon as you see Public Works come up, or anybody do it, because see, that what I was just asking right now is that court admissible experience of like, how did the interaction go? Because they're gonna say, well, look, Judge, I'll do this, but who's gonna prosecute all this shit? That's my problem. But you know, I mean, I started a homeless union 10 years ago, and I had an attorney, and you know, so I started doing this investigative journalism, and stuck on this kick. We've got 25 units. Have you ever heard of the Poor People's Campaign? It's a national call for moral revival. And there's a National Union of Homeless that used to be around the 80s and 90s, and they took it hard against HUD and the elections. And when they didn't get their demands, they took over properties. They bulk cut it in, and you know, like, because it was freezing outside. Did I give everybody a card yet or no?
I got one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. I mean, I used to be Batman. The reason for these cards was, you know, like, hey, tell me if the cops are there, dude. I'll be there. You know, and then, you know, before they leave, hey, what are you doing? And then they, you know, cops are, oh, dude, scurry. You know, because
yeah, they ain't trying to see things. Yeah, there's some dirt behind it.
When's the last time you ran for city council?
I ran for city council in 2016. I couldn't make the ballot because I was homeless. You know, you can register to vote, but you can't run for office because last thing we need is a
because you don't have a house.
Yeah, fix locations, so then where do you lay your head so that we can verify which district you belong in. Because I was running against De La Rosa, you know, she does District 4.
Oh, yeah, I know,
And it's all about the coalition of power, right?
Yeah.
And nobody likes a challenge. There's this guy, Andrew Sandoval. So, anyone know Rita Acosta?
I never heard of her.
Well, she wrote this book, I guess. They did a rules-run tent city called Tents by the Garden in 2012, I think, 11, somewhere. But you know, basically like a little, you know, I mean, they took over this property, right? And then they're like, look, we'll just do tent and ground, right?
Where's
And there used to be the Sui Scene, right? Okay. So the vacant lot. So then this is now Moongate. Everything right here is Moongate. Oh yeah. But there was a sliver of ground. They after a year they said it was contaminated with lead. But they brought the first porta potty to Chinatown. The flush program, right? Personal hygiene lets us stay clean. So you know they went on City Hall and protested for a couple of weeks. That's where Castaneda comes in, and we did a flagpole for 6 months, you know, and it's just like, I mean, there's a porta potty, you know, I mean, they brought it, they paid for it, they manned it, you know, everybody signed a lease, you know, you know, validate. That's the whole point, is becoming legitimate. How do I get an address, man? Because that's what you need more than anything, dude. Food, clothing, shelter. We'll give you our sale food that we can't sell anymore for a tax write-off. We'll give you our dead relatives' clothes that we never wanted to begin with. You know, but if you can't pay the rent, we're taking it all back. And you know, that's why I told the dude, food, clothing, shelter, right? You know, and you have seen her or no? Okay, yeah. Yeah, she does real outreach, and then it's also in Spanish too. So I'm hoping that this might inspire somebody. Okay. Right on, man. Yeah, they're not cheap. But you know, so there's 25 homeless units in the state, and honestly, dude, it wouldn't be too hard to you know, just a little bit of writing, right, and a little bit of maintaining. You already do that anyway. Take pictures morning, noon, and night. Look, this is not my spot. You know, I mean, if there's a mess, it's not mine, right? Because this is my spot, and I'm stewarding my land as well as my neighbor properties, making sure everything looks good and tight. If I got more, just get another tent or another tarp, so then it's just one color, you know, and it's not just a blanket of trash. If it's not a blanket of trash, then it's not a health and safety standard issue, because where are the rats? You know, as long as you got pee, poo, trash, and food in this place, then you're good. You're golden, right? And that's the whole trip, is you know, you just don't want to cause a fester, but for living outside, there's still things you can maintain. It's not that hard. You know, I mean, you're already doing it, right? I mean, you can like having a little bit of clean. There's people that sweep the dirt in front of their house, dude. It's insane, but they will. They'll clip all the weeds around them and shit. You know, they're like pops. You know. Oh, so that's. I mean, and then prove it, and be like, you know, I mean, whatever, squatters' rights, whatever. But just validation of being a human. Why are you picking on me, dude? You're just stealing my property because I ain't no vagrant. I ain't no criminal. You know, just for living outside is not a crime. Right? I mean, you got freedom to travel already, and you got freedom to exist.
You have a choice. As long as you ain't on nobody's property, I guess.
Yeah, well, public, it's all process of elimination, right? That's how you end up on the, I mean, you're hiding in the bushes because hopefully nobody else sees you. and as long as you're there, it ain't no problem. But if they see you walk in or come out, you know, they're like, oh, go get it, you know, and then fucking limb everything up and, you know, can't be here. Oh my God. Dude, we're eviscerating our own culture and society for fun because it's the money. You know, we worship the dollar. Nobody here worships the cross. You know, you can't serve two masters. But here we go. And especially at the church, what's the first thing out of their mouth is a shit ton of hatred. And it's like, what did you learn from Jesus? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Nobody's earning their keep. But yet, you're the ones that are supposed to. You know? We have to be perfect, but they're above the law.
How long you been doing this?
Well, I've done teaching and, you know, shit, but I was homeless, I was going through a divorce, whatever, 2011, and started seeing some shit, you know, and having to go through it and, like, taking showers out right now, and then they cut off the hot water, oh, dude, in, like, October or whatever, you know, but, yeah, I stayed in my car for 6 months, you know, the drama of that, and then still not being able to have an address, and you know, I was just trying to work and get my kids' custody back, and that didn't work. And then you know, it's like I still have a job.
So you became an advocate then?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got a master's degree. I could have just like go and make money, be a millionaire, you know.
Right.
But that's not. That's you know, like what form of patriotism? I mean, you know, military attitude, just family, dude. Just like you. Why would you leave people behind like that?
Yeah.
Why would you do people dirty on purpose like that? You know, because you get paid to parrot some bullshit. You know, you parroting for a paycheck. Goddamn profiteering pirates parroting for a paycheck. In the casino of this culture, man, we got house odds and rig tables. And if you ain't got money, dude, you're the little one. And obviously, real property versus private property. Real property wins. So give me all your private property. And it feels like a gamble every day, you know, just to survive. Oh shit, I'm outside. Therefore, you're a risk. You're vulnerable. You're a criminal. What the fuck is that? You know? I can't pay the rent. So therefore, you know, and see, but that all goes back to settler colonialism and stuff.
Thank you for your support, man, and thanks for enlightening me. Another view of what you did, you know.
Thank you for your time.
Some guys don't give a fuck, you know, just look up anyway, looking for a little spot to get out of the rain or whatever the fuck they have you, but there is some bullshit going on behind this. I know it is.
Right, it's a bigger picture.
Yeah. So I'm completely bringing that to my attention. I'm almost ready to be an advocate myself now.
There you go. I mean, you know, just stick up for your rights, right? I mean, it's all about the consensus and camaraderie of community. You know, we're gonna get through this together. We may be a dysfunctional family, but we're still a family.
Right.
You know, and we don't count the pennies, we count the dollars. Don't sweat the small stuff, right? And you know, you're really worried about those basic minimal health and safety standards. And if you can do that, prove it, and then try to stand your ground. You know.
So the basic was the food, shelter, and.
What do you mean?
You said the basic principles of the.
Oh yeah, minimal health and safety standards. So you know, like pee, poo, trash, and food in its place, right? Okay. It's not a blanket of trash, right? It's just tent and ground, and then take pictures of it morning, noon, and night, so that when somebody does just roll up in their truck and dump everything in front of you, trying to say it's yours, you know. Oh my God, look at the mess. And there again, the transfer company is making money, Smith & Enright's making money, the Public Works making money, the admin is making money, the attorney, the city manager, and it's because they've decided there's no democracy here. There never has been. It's been oligarchy at the best, which is the moneyed interests of the superpowers, right? Back to Taylor Farms again, and they decide, they install. And they work their legal magic to make anything and everything legal to make money come their direction. And that's That's it, right? So now what do we do? Because we're the leftovers. To me, this is an irrational number. Everybody's living outside because they got no explanation, no idea what to do with anybody other than rob them. That's their idea, and that to me is an addiction of power and greed and corruption. So what do you do for that? Well, you got to collectivize. That's the whole point of why you even mob together to begin with, right? For safety, I can leave, and if you can find that basic level of respect, then come and move in. That's where I always feel like it's that high school bully shit.
Yeah.
Just those jock straps.
It takes a lot of money on locking me up when it's with that's just connected.
Hey.
Kind of like a scam too, because they lock people up for basically nothing. Tough for the laws as well. So that's tough for the laws. That means you lock people up for nothing.
It's human trafficking right there, right? Yeah, no, they've decided that if you ain't gonna give me money, I'm gonna make money off of it. I mean, that's
it in a nutshell right there.
And how many people can afford? Because right now, especially skyrocketing prices, the only people that can really afford to go eat downtown is gonna be the city and county employees.
Yeah.
And they do it every day. And then there's retirees that already have millions of dollars or whatever.
Yeah.
And they've swindled enough. Like back to the golf shoes thing.
Yeah, they don't know the fucking. A lot of people are homeless for different reasons. Everybody ain't out here just partying or doing crimes or whatever. Some people really trying to get off the streets. Some people were homeless for different reasons. Some people may have lost their job or something like that, or don't have any educators. I know you can say go to school, but still, there's a lot of reasons why. Until he does go to school, whatever, he shouldn't have to be subject to his rights being violated.
Trying to cut it down worse, like you can never even maintain, let alone grow and get out of it. Because they need a forever underclass. It's a caste system,
What's your name again?
Wes.
Wes, okay. I'm Eddie, man. It's a pleasure to meet you, man. Thank you for the insight and input on this.
Yeah, man. Keep in touch. Keep in touch.
I will call you, man. Yeah, you're doing a little too much.
You be like, hey, this is where I ended up, and I need help defending my camp. I'll roll up and I'll support you the best way. I'll even go to jail for you, dude. Because at this point, it's been bubbling for a while. The last time I got arrested was for a bullshit reason. This time will be a little more intentional, or at least challenge them enough to make them back off. Because that's happened. I've done that a few times. I've embarrassed them enough to where they back off. And that's what I need. And right now, with this information right now, this is going to be embarrassing because the city didn't do their job. In fact, they didn't want to do their job. It's not that they couldn't have done their job, it's that they intentionally made sure they did not.
Right.